Hi everyone, so I'm going to be reacting to a video by Authentic Mental Health, and I'm going to be breaking down all 15 of these points, and I'm going to be transforming your sleep when I do. Right, let's go.
Number 1. Looking at the clock only makes you feel worse. You've been in bed for a while, but you can't fall asleep. You look over at the time, and you've been in bed for hours, and you don't feel at all sleepier than when you got into bed earlier.
I mean, you don't need to be a sleep expert to know if something causes you anxiety, something causes you stress, stop doing it. So yeah, ban your clocks from your bedroom.
Your mind is more awake when you lie in bed than it is during the day. For some reason, as soon as you get into bed, your mind starts going a million miles an hour, replaying every single conversation you've had during the day and thinking about everything that could go wrong with your life. Number 3.
So basically what's happening here is the brain has learnt this as a habit, it's learnt it as a pattern, and you've conditioned the brain to see the bed as the place where you solve problems and you ruminate and you get stressed. You've also not challenged and reframed your thoughts during the daytime, so you take them into the bed at night time. So the brain wants to be heard, it wants to be listened to. So learning incredibly powerful techniques to help you challenge your thoughts at a much more constructive time will be incredibly helpful to you to stop that racing mind at night time.
Your bed is super uncomfortable. Your bed, too hard or soft. Your pillows, too lumpy. Your sheets, scratchy. Everything about your bed is uncomfortable. Number 4.
Yeah, so it's not the bed itself, so you can have the comfiest bed in the world, but if every time you've laid in it, you've got stressed, you've got anxious, you've got worried, it's like you're going to a torture chamber every single night. The comfiest torture chamber in the world, but still a torture chamber because it's a place you hate being in.
You're good at mental maths. You think to yourself, I have to be up at 7 a.m. So if I fall asleep right now, I will have 4 hours and 58 minutes worth of sleep. Number 5.
Yeah, so I did this all the time with my insomnia. Again, ban your clocks from your bedroom.
Your room never feels dark enough. There always seems to be a tiny light coming from somewhere that manages to keep you awake. Number 6.
Yeah, so people with insomnia, they always want to create the perfect bedroom environment, have it at the right temperature, have it completely pitch black. But you know what? Good sleepers don't do this and they still sleep. And actually it's this obsession, it's this control, it's this anxiety around sleep which is actually causing and perpetuating your insomnia.
Your room never feels quiet enough. You always manage to hear a noise and it drives you crazy all night long.
Same as the first point.
Number 7. You're so tired during the day that all you want to do is sleep. It's honestly a miracle that you don't fall asleep while you're walking. That's how tired you are.
Yeah, so sometimes people with insomnia, they never feel sleepy, but sometimes if people have insomnia and they get that sleepiness during the day and not at night time, it's because during the day you're not trying to sleep. Wakefulness isn't something that's threatening, it's not something that's undesirable. You want to be awake during the day. As soon as your head hits the pillow, there's a shift in intent. Wakefulness is suddenly undesirable, wakefulness is threatening, and so because you start trying to make effort to sleep, that's when you feel alert. So it's paradoxical, but when you're not trying to sleep, that's when you feel sleepy.
Number 8. Caffeine is your best friend. Going without coffee is not an option.
I drank so much coffee during my insomnia.
People always tell you that you look tired or sick. Yes, we know we look tired or sick. You would too if you had the amount of sleep I do.
Right, if you're
Number
a good
10,
sleeper, stop telling people insomnia
after
that.
only a few hours. You finally get to sleep when all of a sudden you're woken up by something. You think to yourself, great, now I have to go through this whole thing once again.
Yes, so what's happened here? So every single person on the planet will wake up multiple times throughout the night, and that's because wakefulness is part of the sleep cycle. So sleep cycles run for 90 minutes and wakefulness is included in that sleep cycle. It's just that good sleepers, they just don't remember waking up during the night because wakefulness to them is not something threatening, it's not something undesirable. So they'll wake up, roll around and just go straight back to sleep again. People with insomnia, Wakefulness to them is something incredibly threatening, something they do not want, and so the brain is on the lookout for wakefulness. So as soon as you wake up during the night, which is part of the normal sleep cycle, the brain goes, okay, last time you woke up you were incredibly stressed and anxious. That means there must have been something incredibly threatening to your safety. I better make you more awake and more alert so you can respond to that threat. So there's some incredibly powerful techniques to undo this conditioned response, but yeah, incredibly common for this to happen.
11. Questioning if you should nap during the day. You know, if you nap during the day, you won't be able to sleep later on that night. But you're so exhausted right now that all you want to do is take a nap. Decisions.
Yeah, so good sleepers, napping's absolutely fine, but keep them short and before 3 p.m. For people trying to overcome their insomnia, so when I'm working with people, I advise not to nap just because you're stealing from that drive to sleep during the night time. But once you're a good sleeper, once you're a normal sleeper, you can have a balance with your sleep, and you can nap if you want to. But yeah, to overcome your insomnia, it's helpful not to nap in the short term. So shift that focus away from trying to get as much sleep as you possibly can in the short term to building long-term good habits and behaviors so that you sleep well over the long term.
Number 12. You've run out of things to watch on Netflix. Sounds impossible to do, right?
Not impossible, insomnia. No way.
Number 13. When people ask you, have you tried this? The answer is always yes. Whenever someone recommends you something that will help you with your insomnia, you've already done it and you've already tried it. Number 14.
Yeah, so people with insomnia, they've literally tried 1,001 things to make themselves sleep. So the warm baths, the kiwi fruits, the supplements, the meditation, relaxation techniques, nostril breathing. They've also tried 1,001 things in order to try and protect their sleep. So not drinking caffeine after 3 p.m, not eating late, not exercising too soon before bed. So basically stripped their entire life of all the things that they enjoy. And they've put so much attention, so much control and so much obsession on their sleep. So a huge part of what I do is helping people to undo all these obsessive, ritualistic behaviors. But people think they've tried everything. What they haven't done is tried to get to the root cause of their insomnia. And the root cause of insomnia is the brain taking on a new pattern of sleep. It's a sleep drive problem. It's the fight or flight response, and it's the conditioned response of the bed being a place of worry and wakefulness. So use evidence-based techniques to build a new pattern of sleep. Use evidence-based techniques to tackle the thought patterns that lead to the fight or flight response that mask the sleep drive, and you too will become a good sleeper again.
Sometimes you fall asleep on the toilet. You're that exhausted that sometimes when you go to the toilet during the day, just sitting there feels so comfortable and you fall asleep somehow. Just make sure you don't fall in the toilet by accident. Number 15. When you get a good night's sleep, there's nothing better at all in this world. I know.
So yeah, people with insomnia, it's not like they never sleep. They get that those nights where they do have a good night's sleep. But what happens is it's just so ethereal to them. They just don't understand why it has happened. They think, well, did I meditate really well? Did I take a warm bath? That's why it's happened. No, the reason why you got a good night of sleep it's because you had a strong drive to sleep and you just had less anxiety, stress and worry around sleep. Right, thanks so much for stopping by and I hope you enjoyed the video.